everybody, and welcome to Nerdsplaining Podcast. My name is Eric Da Silva. With me, as always, my co-host, Jose Romero.
What it is, nerds. Happy post Memorial Weekend. A shitty one. Very shitty
It
weekend.
depends here. Unfortunately, Jose has been infected with the deadly nerd virus. No, it's more dangerous than that. It is the Omni Cromny Somni Mugai Pans Fu Man's Laser Cryptozoologist non-fungible token coronavirus variant 7
Yeah,
reboot,
something like
whatever that
that.
is.
Yeah, phase
That's
5
the one
of
he's got.
COVID. I don't know. But yeah, so there's me some coughing. I'll do my best to put my mic on mute so you guys will be subjected to the phlegm buildup. I'll do
Luckily,
my
we got
best to get to the show here. I figured I don't want to get 2 weeks in a row. We're here. Lots to get into
so
right now,
much.
right? So, like,
So
what the
much.
hell?
Guys,
Yeah.
of all the times that Jose had to get sick, it's this time.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about. And
Two,
we had a
two.
small hiccup. We were not here last week. We apologize. But we're here now in spite of all the viruses and things that we're still here giving you the week in geek that
We are
was.
here. I'm doing my best to, move forward, move onward,
Absolutely.
push through, like
We'll do
Obi-Wan
it.
would have,
Yeah.
or
Like
11,
Moon Knight would.
or
Like
woman,
Moon Knight
or
would.
11, right? L. Double main course this week, man. We got a
Yeah,
little
man.
Obi-Wan, which we'll get into at first, and then we end up with a little Stranger Things.
Yeah.
We got The Boys tomorrow. Very
Yeah.
excited. So we'll talk about those 3 episodes next week. So
That's
lots
right.
to get into. So let's do this, man. And let's start with the, big event. The
Big events.
2022 in Anaheim Star Wars Celebration.
Boom.
So much that they talked about. And I want to start first before we get to some of the stuff that they announced as far as on the TV side. But I want to talk about the movie stuff that they announced because there was so much movie stuff that went on. And then there was, and then they announced. And let's go to the TV. So,
TV, here we
what the hell? But yeah, it's like I can't believe there was nothing announced for the feature films, right? I found it odd.
They technically did. They let you know that Rogue One's never gonna happen.
Well,
That was. They let you know that now that Taika's done with Thor, they're ready to go as soon as he is. Even though he is working on a script. And they let you know that Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie is happening in spite Kathleen Kennedy hating the fact that he's making one.
exactly. So, I mean,
So there are movie announcements.
there's something.
Just not.
But yeah, nothing that I expected. Something, a title or anything, right? We got nothing, which surprised me. So, listen, I think they mentioned, and this is Kathleen Kennedy talked about this before the event, but she mentioned, Taika's movie is coming up in 2023, and not a chance in fucking hell movie comes out 2023.
It's going to start production in 2020.
Right,
There's no way it's
exactly.
going to
It
come out
said
in
that's
2023.
the script's not even written nonsense. It's not coming. It might be the first one coming out. It just is not 2023.
By the way, I happen to know for a fact that Lucasfilms stopped our video right before I got into the breakdown of what my pitch. And you know what? I don't care what Lucasfilms does. I'm going to tell you my idea. You tell me if this is not a completely Taika Waititi idea for his Star Wars movie, okay?
Sure.
This is my pitch. Okay. There is a museum. It's set in the sequel universe. It is set in the Rise of Skywalker universe, okay? That's when it's happening. They've unearthed a lightsaber that belonged to, I don't know, Qui-Gon Jinn. And they are moving it to this museum for like the legendary Jedis. Rey's now with Grogu has created a new Jedi temple, and there's a museum of like the stalwarts of the Jedi legacy, and he's got to take the lightsaber from where they found it to the museum for the opening. And hilarity and danger ensues as like these wannabe Sith lords are trying to get the lightsaber of Qui-Gon Jinn, which was the lightsaber of the first Jedi that Darth Maul has ever killed. So they're almost like Darth Maul heads. And so they're trying to get that because to them, this is even better than Darth Maul. It's the lightsaber of the first Jedi he's ever killed. And so that's the whole thing. And he is a museum attendant. He's not a Jedi. He's nothing, but he knows all about the Jedi academically. And so now, and he's trying to get that lightsaber from where they took it from to the museum for the grand opening. That's my pitch for the Taika Waititi movie.
Okay, and I think that's 2025. That's coming.
2032.
Kathy Kimmy announced that,
Right around the corner.
Right at the end of Star Wars Celebration, she announced
after a light coma, right around the corner.
But not bad. I actually kind of like that. We'll never see anything like that. But whatever, for whatever it's worth, I'll give you credit for it.
I think you look at like Jojo Rabbit, you look at Hunt for the Wildebeest, you look at What We Do in Shadows. It's that, but with Jedi's, with historical reverence to Jedi's. That's how I could totally see Taika doing something like that. I think that would be the great way to do the pitch, make it work.
That'd be interesting, and that might be the only pitch we're gonna get anytime soon in regards to a Taika film. Apparently, in 2023. But listen, they did mention a lot of TV stuff,
which is good because
it's good. But honestly, I was just so unimpressed, and we'll get into it. So let's start. We'll break
with
this
Mando.
down.
Only with Mando, they're killing it. Only with Mando,
right? But yeah, they dropped an Andor the trailer, right? Okay.
Which actually that looks really cool.
Interesting.
The Andor trailer.
Yeah,
that got me a little more. I was already like mildly interested. I'm now very interested. Not hyped.
Not
but
hyped.
Very interesting.
No, I mean, it looked. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't look good. It looked fine. It looked interesting. I know they mentioned they're not using that stagecraft technology, which they use now on Obi-Wan and Boba Fett and all that. So it may look a little more realistic, which I dig. Because the stagecraft stuff, it looks a little too fake sometimes. You know what I'm talking about? It just depending on the scene, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Always gel. It's still new, so I'm sure they'll make it work better down the road. But it's not hitting the right notes. But so they're not using that, so that's interesting. But listen, we're fine. I can't say I'm jumping for joy, because I mean it goes back to us complaining. It's still part of this cycle of this universe that they seem to be stuck in. Right? They can't get past their noses because they're stuck in the Skywalker realm or this rebellion thing, and they don't want to leave this era at all for whatever reason. And that goes to, well, what was the announcement? If you may find it here. No, that wasn't Mandalorian. I think it was no, it was one of these that I saw. I'm trying to find
Ahsoka Tano's
show? No, we know Ahsoka Tano. Oh, the Skeleton Crew. Here we go.
The Skeleton Crew. Yes.
Yeah, with Jude Law. I like Jude Law a lot.
Yeah.
And I guess it's more a group of kids or something, right?
They said it's very much in the vein of like a Steven Spielberg Amblin coming of age kid adventure,
like a Goonies kind of deal, I guess. Right?
It's a show or a movie about kids on an adventure, but it's not a kid adventure movie, So it's not made for children. It's made for adults and kids who are watching this adventure, which kids have to be part of it.
Which again, the problem, it takes place within the timeline of Mandalorian and Ahsoka, 5 years after. It takes place a little after Return of the Jedi. Can't get away from this era. Fair enough, but. Whatever, it's Ahsoka, can't get away from the era. It's just over and over again.
But to be fair, there's a lot of stuff that we've been waiting to happen with those characters. Is that like Ahsoka makes perfect sense. The way they ended Rebels
doesn't make sense, and Obi-Wan makes sense, and whether Obi-Wan would like it or not, we'll talk about that later. Like I said before, that could be the best show I've ever seen in the history of any show I've ever seen in the world. I still would hate the fact that it takes place in that time frame.
Well,
they need to get away, no matter how good it is, right? Every show could be amazing, right? Unlike what they've done previously. It doesn't matter. If you don't get away from this era, it just does not matter.
Here's the thing. There was so much Star Wars TV and video games because they showed you the teaser trailer for the new Fallen Order.
Yeah, I also talk about that. Yeah, the Star Wars Jedi Survivor is what it is.
Yes.
Which, I mean, it's a teaser trailer, so they're not going to give you any game footage, but I'm super stoked for that, obviously. That game was awesome.
I mean, the gameplay was incredible. Like,
right. Great story. It's great,
That game and Mando got me to become a Star Wars fan again because I was ready to quit after the Rise of Skywalker. I was like, well, that was done. No more for me. I'm out. Enjoy your next dealer. And then people tell you gotta watch Mandalorian. I was like, do I? Do I have to watch Mandalorian? And then I used to watch Mandalorian and I played Fallen Order. I was like, man, this is great Star
Yeah, it's
Wars.
great. I mean, I can't wait for this game. I mean, it's cool as shit. I hope they, you know,
but
meet the hype.
once again, still within the
It's
era.
still within
Like
the
you
era, but
said,
it's a video
still within
game,
the era.
so I can forgive it, right? It's a game, so I don't
I
care.
will say this.
You know?
I will say this. I'm much more amicable towards the space after Return of the Jedi than stuff that's happening between episode 4, 5, 6. Like, to me, one of the reasons why I like Mando so much is because it's not really that era. It's this unexplored space before the sequel trilogy. So you get to have a little bit of the leftovers, but you get to do new stuff. And I kind of like that a little bit more. I'm okay with that a little bit more.
I don't know. I mean, listen, this whole property relies on nostalgia, right? And Obi-Wan is a clear example of what happens when you get stuck in these timelines and want to just appease the fans, right? For good, for better or worse. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And it's like even a man, again, thing like with Grogu, right? Baby Yoda. I mean, it's still Yoda, right? And I get it, it's cute, and we all love Baby Yoda, right? But they just can't seem to get away from that. Mando is Boba Fett with a shiny thing.
Right.
I get it, and you have the same ships and the stormtroopers. I mean, listen, we all,
But there's a lot more
we love
legacy.
it. Look, I love Luke, and yeah, we kicked Son Luke episode 2. We all fucking nerdgasm. I get it.
Sure.
I do. But it just leaves room for them to just keep bombarding us with stuff that we already know.
Well,
like
I said, I'm excited for what they announced this year. Next year, I need at least 40% of the announcements to be post Rise of Skywalker. I want that.
At this point, I don't know. I mean, it'll be the movies that I would assume they're gonna pick up at that point. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that's the case. I don't know. I mean, I forget we're getting Bad Batch 2. God.
You know what? Bad Batch 2. That trailer looks like they're doing what they did with Clone Wars, which is the first season was okay, but it was like a table set, and then the second season on is when they got to do what they want to do. I'm going to give Bad Batch the 3-episode Titan rule. The 3-episode Titan rule.
Yeah.
The first 3 episodes have to be amazing, and if they are, I'll watch more. But if they drop off after 3, that's it. I'm done. You are officially as bad as Titans, and I hope everything bad happens to your production.
Bad Batch is an incredibly short leash, so whatever. Let's see what they do with that. I don't know what we're gonna get with that, but like you said, they did announce Mandalorian, of course, season 3 in February. So not too long away from now.
And listen, Echo's coming back, and I know how much you're excited about her. So just
very excited. But we got I think they Bo-Katan's gonna be in it, right? I think.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember seeing the trailer, but
I could have sworn.
I know she's going to be.
It was meant to. Wait, no, I do have it up here.
I know she's going to be in Mandalorian season 3 because that was
no. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that she's going to be in that.
Oh, I thought you meant in Bad Batch.
No. I'm talking about just.
Oh no, she's totally.
Right.
Oh yeah,
exactly. So returning character. So that's probably the most exciting thing is that because we know what we're getting, right? That's the only known quantity. The rest up in the air, right? So who knows at this point?
Well, listen, where I see it is that as long as the quality does not drop on Mando, I'm in.
I mean, if Mando fails, this is.
Oh, it's all over. It's all
over, right? Again, this is hanging on a very thin string here, you know.
Very thin Mandalorian string, but luckily the string is made of Beskar, so it's got a lot of heft. It can hold on very well.
I hope so. I'm not worried about that shot. It's gonna be fine. I mean, but based on what we saw at the end of Boba Fett, yeah, I was excited. That was the best part of that show, obviously. So let's see, man. But again, it's disappointing overall. They didn't give us enough. I think what they gave us, we kind of knew was coming out. Nothing, a couple announcements here and there, but nothing really popped.
What? And by the way, the next Star Wars Celebration is going to be in the UK. They already said it's going to be in the UK, which is also where a lot of their studios are, where they film Star Wars. movies. So I'm hoping that's a sign that the reason they're going to be there is because they're going to have the cast of whoever they're going to be with making the announcement. Like, we're going to production today,
I
or maybe they announce production
yeah.
like a month before the festival and they have the whole cast there talking about the movie. That would be a strategically well timed and planned
I
event.
do expect that
But
some
I
sort of announcement. It has to be. If they're gonna get it next year, then I say
got
Jesus, man. If there's no
got
announcement next year, I don't. We're not getting away 2025. It's that simple.
listen, to me, when they said next year's going to be in the UK, I go, that's where you guys usually film your Star Wars movies. So it would make sense that you would have it in the UK because your cast is already going to be there.
Yeah.
So it'd be really easy to pop in and do a
Yeah, we're gonna
panel and
get
then go back to
something.
work.
Yeah, at least one with Taika,
Yeah,
probably Taika's or whoever. I mean, he's on deck
yeah.
according to Kathleen Kennedy, so that's what I'm expecting. But it ain't coming out next year. That, in terms of the film, that's never happening. I don't care what she says. It's not. But let's stay in Star Wars, man. Let's hit the first main course.
Oh, all right.
Obi-Wan. You got 2 episodes on Friday, and then yesterday the third one came out. So I know there's a show that I've been hopeful for. You
This
not
is
as
your
much as
Moon
I,
Knight.
right? Just my
This is
yeah. If
your
you want to
Moon
say
Knight.
shit,
This is
that's
your
fair.
Moon
Is
Knight.
the one I was hoping. Okay, let's do. We got Deborah Chow who directed some good episodes of The Mandalorian. So I'm like, let's do it. Ewan McGregor's back. We got Darth Vader. Everybody's excited. It's fine. It's fine. You know,
I
it didn't
I
blow me away. Like I'm not like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's worlds ahead of Boba Fett. I know that's a low
oh, I
bar.
mean, yeah, that's
It's a very low
if
bar,
there's
right?
any concern of like, is it like,
No,
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 it
no, no,
is.
no. Yeah.
Boba Fett can't hold a candle to any of these episodes right now. That's really a problem. Like, it's so production value, acting, storytelling,
No, it's a vastly
everything.
superior
It's
show, right?
but here's the thing is that, and I once again I feel like there's a problem of like people who uh you know make their own movie in their head, and then when they go to see a thing, it's not the thing. Everyone's like, "Well, I've seen Ewan McGregor in the prequel trilogies, so it's just going to be Obi Wan again, being Obi Wan, and he's going to be like, he's going to say hello there, and he's gonna do lightsabers, and I was like, but yeah, man, but this is the time during the Empire where he's got to keep a low. So what does that do to someone's psyche? What does that do to the guy who was in charge of trained the chosen one for the Jedi Order, and then it all went to garbage,
Yeah.
and now he's left. Like, I like what they're doing. It's not blowing away, but it's a really interesting character study of Obi-Wan about what does 10 years in your own guilt, in your own sadness, trying to do the one right thing that you've been assigned to do by Yoda, but at the same time, you're always haunted. He apparently has not mastered the techniques to talk to Qui-Gon, so he's failed at that as
That's
well.
true.
Like, there's a lot going through this guy's head. And I mean, episode 1, you see how he's like completely, not completely, he's like 92% detached from everything that made him Obi-Wan. Episode 3, he's trying to get back into the swing of things. He's a little rusty. I like the fact that you actually saw spice being sold like
Yeah.
a drug that is, and the Obi-Wan escapes by essentially getting the guys just fighting high. That's great. That's
Flea
very
from the Chili Peppers making his
oh, Fleet of
appearance.
Chili
Love it.
Peppers, fantastic.
Love
I
it.
was like, okay, and then the two big things for episode 2 is this is the episode where Obi-Wan discovers Anakin's still alive, which I thought was very interesting, only because of the Reva character they've introduced being the one, because we were led to believe that very few people, if anybody, knew
I was gonna get to that.
Anakin
Yeah.
was Vader.
Yeah. That that
So the
that, that
fact that
seemed a little
she
odd,
knew,
but
I mean,
let's see.
there's theories about she was one of those kids that was killed in the beginning of the first episode, well, or that was in training, so she knew Anakin, so she was, maybe that's why
Yeah,
she
it's
got
possible.
became.
Yeah.
There's we don't know enough to freak out, so let's not freak
No,
out
no,
until
no,
we
no,
have
no, not at all,
all.
not at all. I'm just like
Yeah,
it's
like, and
it's
by
something
the
to keep
way,
an eye on.
if you're one of these Star Wars nerds who are going after that
Oh,
the chick Moses and real, like, seriously, go screw yourself.
shameful. It's
Like,
it's embarrassing.
butter
It's
butter on
embarrassing.
your fist and right up your ass. Because
It's
seriously, just calm down. It's a team. It's a listen, for lack of, it's space fairy tales. So calm the
I mean,
fuck down.
I
All
mean,
right,
but you
just
know how it is. The silent minority, or the no, the unsilent minority when it comes
Yeah,
to Star Wars
it's the
fans. And
cranky minority.
but we've
It's the
seen that
cranky
happen with
minority. Just
what's her face from Last Jedi,
yeah,
and Boyega got a bunch of shit too when he first saw him pop up, and
dude.
as
I'm
a
like, what?
stormtrooper.
And it's so crazy because they'll do these for certain characters, but like Fennec Shen gets a pass. The Grief Karga gets a pass. I'm like, dude, like either be complete pieces of garbage or don't be a piece of garbage. You can't be inconsistent pieces of garbage because that makes you're showing that even your dirt baggery is garbage, and
Yeah,
that's just like
it's really bad. Listen, and I feel bad saying this because believe me, I'm not saying it's because of any of the reasons that everyone else is saying it. I was not a fan of Reva character. I'm not a fan of hers. I don't think it's the actress's fault. It's not a great written character. She's very one note. There's no nuance there. And as the main villain, I want to see more. I'm disappointed in her character. To be honest, I did not like her at all.
you know, honestly, I can't. I don't even feel that way because I don't have enough to make it. We're only episode 3,
But we're halfway.
and
But we're halfway done. That's what I'm saying. It's like
the only people that you've really got a chance to care about is Obi-Wan and Leia. That's it.
Yeah.
No one else really has character growth because it really isn't their story.
It's not. But when it comes to the villain, who it seems like she's gonna have a big part in this, I would assume we give a little more to chew on, and that's all I'm saying, right? But again, that's the problem when you only have 6 episodes. I don't know why Disney, Marvel, whatever, they keep doing that. I
that's
don't get it.
because but Mando gets 8. It's like, why not just?
But that's the only one. It's just I don't understand what the deal with this is. But whatever, right? So. Listen, I like the first episode a lot. I thought I loved that, like the character study of Obi-Wan, where he was at. I really like that stuff, right? The thing with Owen was great.
Oh yeah,
Owen confronting me, but I love that stuff. It was really cool. Good episode. The second episode, I was like, uh-oh. I was like,
only I think only because of stagecraft. I think it's because stagecraft kind of pulled you out. I'll
some
tell
part
you
was
one
that
thing.
it's just
The one thing that took me out of episode 2 was the same problem I think I had with Boba Fett episode 3 or 4, which is Star Wars for some reason does not know how to set up a little character running away from bigger characters in a small area. Like apparently, God. As soon as someone is shorter than 2 feet, no one can capture them.
Like, wow. There was a one scene in the scene in the forest. It was like watching the Keystone Cops. I was expecting the Benny Hill song to come on.
I'll take the forest scene.
They're running around and like he's right there and she's like 2 feet tall.
I will take the forest scene over her running away from Obi-Wan in the city scene.
They were both bad. Don't get me wrong, but it was just like, oh my God, it's just whatever. I mean. Look, maybe they were challenging experience,
but I'll tell you what, the last 10 minutes of episode 2, I enjoyed. I enjoyed the last 10 minutes. I thought it was really, really fun, really well done. But to me, episode 3 is really where the money is for the series. I really liked
episode 3. I really liked. I just think I like it because I love Darth Vader. Like if he's not in it, is the episode any good? I don't think it is.
I do. I
loved
think so.
him,
once
and
again, I feel like episode 3 gave us everything that you liked from episode 1, but to its full extent. They weren't pulling their cards anymore. You really saw how discombobulated Obi-Wan has become.
No, that had some good parts in it.
I mean, but Vader stole the show.
The fight was a little anticlimactic, the fight itself, and I thought they could have waited.
I liked it because it shows that Obi-Wan is a shadow of his former self right now.
I mean, he could have fought Reva for that. If that's the case and gotten his ass kicked, but gotten away to show it's that, right? I think you just think that they blew the wad a little too early. I love Vader, right? But I'm saying we talked about this. How's he really gonna fight Obi-Wan, right? I mean, now he's gonna fight him again and again. It's like, okay, we meet again for the last time we hear that until episode 4.
You know, the thing is,
it's an odd choice. We mentioned that, right? How they able to fight?
It is, but I wouldn't even consider this really a fight. And you know, Obi-Wan can bullshit him and basically, but you can bullshit him and say it's like I was protecting the girl, I was leading away, and so he goes, well then let's fight them.
Just the confrontations I'm talking about, the fight how it comes out, whatever.
But they can't fight more than one more time. They should only have one more fight. That's it. It can't be like two more fights
It's not gonna be
because
two more
then it's
fights.
not.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be one more. I would assume one more. I just
Well,
thought it should have just
it's
been
got to
one.
be
Honestly, it should have been one.
it's got to be because of what episode 4 said. When we last left, I was a student. Now I am the master.
Right. Well, he is
So
the
I mean,
master
now
now. I
that's
mean, and like I said, it's hard with this whole continuity thing. I'm not too big on that. Like with Inquisitor dying, I mean,
yeah. I mean, when I
weird.
saw that, I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
all
it's
right,
a little odd. I'm like,
all right,
okay,
see it, okay.
it's weird because now Rebels. Okay, whatever. It's just like this content, this canon. There's no canon. You can't go by. You can't just, toe that line, and so it's odd. I don't know. It's odd, but which is why they should have just brought Darth Maul. That was going to be the case. Well, fuck it, just bring him back because you're not following canon.
But
So why not, right?
but
Which I'm
again,
okay with. Listen, Rebels not exactly the show everybody knows and watches, so I'm fine with that.
but that Obi-Wan
still
episode
weird.
was so good in Rebels. It's so
Right, no,
good. Like,
right, agreed. And I don't know. It's just interesting. There's a lot of good shit here. And the Leia thing, again, this is where she's unnecessary. I'm not disliking the character, but you could have really taken her away and given us 4 episodes because you really don't. Again, this is where just this is why I'm telling you they're forcing stuff down because Leia's in this one. Just throw Leia in here because we all know Leia now. She's young and she's just like she was as she's 20 years old. Like no kids ever evolve apparently anywhere in the universe. Kids evolve and they change, right? You can give them a taste of what they may become, but you're not gonna be the same person. So it's weird.
but she's also force sensitive, so she's not a regular kid. So
Well, yeah, but they didn't have to show her. I mean, it's just kind of weird to kind of force that in and the whole old barrel gang. You didn't need that. Could have been any other person kidnapped and he's after him, or Reba could have found him and just escaped. It was just odd. It was an odd choice because I feel like they're just trying to cram this stuff in, this fan service.
I actually like the Leia. I like the Leia Obi-Wan interplay. I actually am enjoying that.
It's fine, and I'm not saying I don't like it.
But I will say, between you and me, in terms of sequence and story buildup, I was having more fun watching Moon Knight than I am watching Obi-Wan.
Oh no, of course, I agree 100%. And
Oh.
consider you juxtapose this show with the other show that got released. There's a huge difference.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's what, and I think it just. So I'm saying when you watch this show, it's like, okay, then you watch this other show, like, fuck, this is what I'm talking, right? And then not to get too ahead of ourselves, but that's exactly what I'm saying with this show, where it's just it's fine, right? It's good, solid. It's a good Star Wars show. I mean, I hope it ends, and maybe it ends great and whatever, but it's not right. It's not Moon Knight, to say
No,
least, right, at all. So again, it's okay, but again, it's better than Boba Fett. It's not a disaster.
It's not a disaster.
It's not a disaster. It's
good.
solid. It's good. It's got
wish
some
it
really
could
good
be
stuff.
better. There's a lot of potential because they're only halfway through
Right,
the
halfway
season.
through, and this could end amazingly, and I hope
Yeah.
so. But listen, it's a good start. I like what I'm seeing. It's just like stuff has worked, some hasn't. Like any other show, it is what it is. But there's definitely something lacking there. When we talk about when you juxtapose it with Moon Knight or Stranger Things, you're like, yeah, it's right. It's at a much lower level. It just is.
Well, I think also the reason why
I know
is
it's
because
different, but
both those series, the characters are, there are certain characters who are fully in the moment, and Obi-Wan, because of where he is not. Obi-Wan is lost in the mire of his regrets.
Of course.
So
Like I
we're
said,
not.
it's a
I
different
think that's
show.
the one big difference is that he's the one character who's not in the moment, but it's his show.
Right.
So you're kind of caught.
Of course, no,
Which
absolutely.
it could be a slow burn. I get that, but that's the one thing that's holding it back a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's not quite hitting. But again,
Right.
not bad. I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward for episode 4. Hopefully this ends really well. The 6th episode is a concern. As always, we talked about that. Even with Moon Knight, 6 episodes was not enough.
No,
Right?
we needed a 7th episode or an extra 30 minutes at the last
something.
episode.
So it just, and again, it's a show which, again, we'll talk about Stranger Things in a minute, but we're, it's okay to have an hour-long episode for fucking Christ's sake. I mean,
It's very
right?
okay.
It's okay, and it works, and you just see it. I don't know why this thing with Marvel and they just refuse to really just dive into the story. Right? You give it 6 episodes of an hour long, right? And that solves a problem with Moon Knight, right? If they're all an hour long, we're not mentioning anything about the ending, and it was all nonsense, right? This one, I got a feeling it's gonna get rushed, and for the same reason, it's just not enough. it's okay. You can do an hour episode and do very well, apparently, numbers wise,
Yeah,
because we've
you
seen
can
it.
go over an hour
Right,
at some
oh, way
episodes
over an
and
hour, apparently.
still
So,
be
right,
and
so
still be awesome.
if it's good, it's good. Watch an hour of good shit. No one's gonna complain. It's it's too good. An hour is too long. If it was 45 minutes. So yeah, but I'm still looking forward to it. So I'm still excited. It's a good show. Just nothing. It's not Moon Knight. Right? It's not Mando good.
Right.
Or even close to that, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, so looking forward to this. So we'll talk about that later. A couple of small things before we get into speaking of Stranger Things. Changing gears. Sony, right? We love some Sony, the business savvy. That is Sony.
Morbius. Or as the kids
I'm
call it
talking.
these days, it's Morbid time.
It's more. But so yeah, so we have Sony who creatively, we can debate that all we want, but from a business standpoint, these guys know what they're doing. This is another
Super
example,
smart
right?
when it comes to zeros and ones of the
Right, and
months.
this is another example of this. Now, obviously, when that Sony did the gaming division was doing the production with film, right? But since they don't have their own streaming service, so they just don't want the need to have one. I get it. We see them sell off their stuff to Netflix and then Disney for billions of dollars and all that stuff. But now they're selling their IP to anyone who wants it, right? Any streamer.
Okay.
Wise decision, because we have now God of War coming out on Amazon Prime. We got Horizon Forbidden West, another cool game that's going to be done by on Amazon. They got a Gran Turismo game coming out. We know they got Last of Us on HBO, so they're spreading the wealth. So they're saying, hey, pay us for the property, and they're still making it, and they're still there. They're still producing and making it, right? They're just giving the rights to just put it on their streaming service.
Sure.
So they're making a lot of money. That's smart. We can do it. You want it? Who wants it? That's smart business. And it's a big property. Last of Us is big, and I can't wait for that one. That's coming out, I think next year? Maybe this year? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think next year.
Next year. Probably next year. I think it got delayed.
Yeah, got delayed. Yeah.
But God of War is awesome. We talked about that being that one of the games coming out soon, right? So, and Amazon got dinero. They're not afraid to spend that cash. So the production should be great, right? I'm excited about that. They didn't really specify anything in particular as far as who's playing, Kratos and whatever. So I don't know. That's coming out. Forbidden West. Have you played that game? Forbidden the Horizon?
No.
It's really cool. It's kind of futuristic. It's kind of just in the world post-apocalyptic, of course. These machines that look like animals, like dinosaurs, but they're like kind of machines. There's one girl who's tied into everything and saving the world. Yada yada yada. Very cool game. Looks great. The second part just came out on PlayStation like early this year. Cool game. Not sure about Gran Turismo. Whatever.
It's a racing game.
Whatever.
It's gonna be a racing show. It's gonna be Fast and Furious, or even better, not even Fast and Furious. Gone in 60 seconds. Gone in 60 seconds. That's it.
I mean, so I don't know what it's about. So we'll see. That's how Twisted Metal. Anthony Mackie is in that. That's gonna be on Peacock. Speaking of another streamer that picked up, they're just spraying the wealth around everybody.
Yeah, man.
So I love Twisted Metal. So yeah, dude. I mean, smart move, man. I mean, I like this. I mean, I love God of War. God of War's
God of War. I mean, who doesn't like God of War?
Awesome.
I mean, that's just a great one.
God, I'm so curious who gets cast as Kratos. I really do. I think we talked about the guy from Reacher, right? Didn't we mention his name?
Yeah. I think we mentioned the guy from Reacher would be amazing.
Who'd be great. Obvious name would be like Batista. It's because he's big as shit. He's bald.
But Batista's already said I'm getting too old to keep being ripped all the time without a shirt. So no, can't do Batista. Yeah.
Third world, first world problems. Huh?
Exactly.
I'm too ripped.
I'm
sorry,
too old
Batista.
to be this ripped. It's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
No.
I don't want to hear that shit. Nonsense. Dumb bastard.
You could just pull a Vin Diesel and just be like kind of in shape, but not, and then it works out.
In shape with the cut off, and
a
little bit of.
As long as you film me from my rib cage up, I am in shape.
Exactly. Look, the guy's huge anyway, right? It's a little CG, whatever, dude.
Just don't focus on the waistline, and we're good, baby.
Exactly.
We're good.
Just camera tricks. Come on, bro. But I'm excited about that. So yeah, so good for them. Good
Ghostbusters
for Sony,
TV show. There should be a Ghostbusters TV show somewhere. Cool. Ghostbusters TV show. Just saying.
Which is a Sony property, if I'm not mistaken.
Sony property, yeah, exactly.
So, so that's cool. So good for them. Marvel. Before we move on to the last main event here, so a quick little snippet came out talking about Kevin Feige about Secret Invasion and the story and whatever. And I guess he finally dropped the timeline of when this is supposed to take place in the world of the MCU, and it's confirmed it's going to take place during the time of the blip, right? I guess sometime between a 5-year period when half the universe is gone. Mm-hmm. Which begs the obvious question: well, that's not really Nick Fury, then that's going to be in it.
That's kind of a problem.
Well, kind of. I mean, I would assume it can't be the real Nick Fury. It can't, or what's the phrase?
Maria Hill.
Right, her. It can't be them, so it's gonna be Skrulls as them, I guess. Right? I mean,
that could be why there was 2 Skrulls at the end of Spider-Man, right, because they've been doing this off and on since then. But I think what you're going to see, I think Feige's not telling all the truth, obviously, which is I think it's going to start during the blip.
Sure.
And then carry over once everything comes back. And that's when you realize that there's been a rogue Skrulls who are refusing to go back to their regular lives, and they want to do a whole thing. I think that's what's going to be the main point. So it starts off fake Nick Fury, ends up real Nick Fury. So.
I could see that. Yeah, I mean, yeah. He just said that takes place then doesn't mean it exclusively takes place in that timeline, right? That's 5 years. So you're right. It could extend more. And obviously, this is not like some big time event. This is really secret. Whatever's going on. Otherwise, everybody know about it. By now.
That's it. Once again, I find it very odd that they're going to. Secret Invasion was like a major storyline.
That's what I thought. So
it was major. Like it ended with a massive superhero and supervillain army versus an army of super Skrulls imitating all the combination of hero powers in a big fight in Central Park. Like it was massive. There was like a whole conspiracy for a year, and you didn't know. Literally, the motto was like. The slogan of the series was, who do you trust? Because no one knew who was real and who was a Skrull. It was great. And so for them, like, oh, it's going to be a small event, very small event. I was like, man, that kind of takes away from how good that story was.
Right, that's what I was going to ask you. So it seems, I don't know. I mean, let's give it a shot, of course. But yeah, definitely seems to me a much different version of the Secret Invasion that you've known and grown to love. Right? A much different take on it.
Yeah.
For better or worse. I hate when they go back, so I'm not. Whatever. Again, it could start there. Maybe it goes continuous forward. I don't know. But yeah, it seems like it's gonna be a very contained, behind the scenes, behind the curtains, if you will. Right. Exactly.
I feel like it should start off quote unquote small, but have big implications when the series is over because you realize, like the big reveal. If you're not gonna make it big in the series, the reveal should be there are like 20 unaccounted for Skrulls, and they're still alive in the Marvel universe now. And you start going, who is a Skrull now? Right. That would be fun. That's the only way I would be. Either go big at like the last 2 episodes, or let us know like 20 Skrulls or so out there, and you don't know who they are. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm kind of curious to see. I guess that first trade-up we may get something out of that, but that's interesting. Because I didn't know how to feel about that. I'm like, okay, all right.
Well, San Diego is coming up in July, so we. Hopefully, we should get some more updates around then.
If not then probably an
D23.
Yeah,
23. Yeah,
whatever. That comes out in I think that's August, September. I don't know.
Around there,
something like that. But yeah, we're gonna get something at that point, I guess. So we'll see. But yeah, that was kind of interesting. But that being said, let's go to the real main course for today, because this is a main course.
Oh yeah.
We both got a chance to really binge it. The Stranger Things 4. I didn't anticipate seeing everything, but under my condition, I had nowhere to go. Why not?
And
Netflix and chill the whole time.
Love Stranger Things, so I just chilled with myself and just plowed through.
Yeah, and 7 episodes, long episodes, hour and 18, hour and 5, hour and 20. The last one, hour and a half.
With no fear. An hour and a half, like, fuck you, you're going to watch it. Okay, yeah, I'm going to watch it. That's it.
Fun. And I'm like, yeah, I wish it was longer. I really do. I wish it was longer because I got to tell you, this was the best it's been since season 1.
I 100% agree.
And maybe even better than season 1.
100% agree.
Maybe even better. I got to go back to season 1. It's been a while, but
I actually just finished rewatching.
Did you? Okay.
Season 4 was so good. I went back and rewatched season 1, and I was like, here's the thing. Season 1 is really good, obviously. Right. Started the whole franchise, but it's very intimate. Very intimate.
Sure.
This is just as good as season 1, but bigger.
Okay.
And that's the best way. The stories are so tightly told.
Yes.
So intricate. And they did this thing that a lot of series don't know how to do when you have a really big cast. They know how to break up the cast into groups, but everyone has a thing to do.
Yes.
They're not just hanging out. They're not just meandering,
Mm-hmm.
waiting for them to like. Everyone has an objective, and each objective helps the other person, whether specifically or tangentially. And if they don't, it's because they're on a complete separate thing that you can't even be aware of. Like everything that's going on with Joyce and Hopper right now, incredible.
I,
I thought that was going to be the weakest part of the series. I thought it was one
I
of
still
the
thought it was the weakest, but not in a bad way, just in comparison, right? But I still liked it a lot, and I love that her.
no, but I thought it was going to be weak as
Oh,
in bad, and I was like,
agreed. No,
wow,
yeah,
this
no,
is
okay,
just
I'm with you. Yes, absolutely. But no,
right.
it's a
And
really
I was
good
like,
point. Yeah.
no, this part, everything here makes sense, and it plays, and nothing feels forced or exaggerated. That such creativity and workarounds, and I was like, this is great. And then you have everything with Will and who's
Eleven.
the Mikey, Will and Mikey,
Oh,
and the brother in out in California. Like I thought that was gonna be one of those like we're gonna just keep them here until they go back to Hopkins. And I was like Hawkins, and I was like, this is great too. That scene where the military bum rushes their house, like holy,
that
like
was cool.
everything from the cinematography to the like, you feel like you're there. Like dude,
And they end up in
there's so
the
much
pizza van with that guy's awesome.
the
I
pizza
love the
man
pizza guy.
calling back
That guy,
like that
great.
that stoner dude who drives
Yeah,
like a
that
maniac
guy.
as the getaway.
I love that guy.
Like it is, there's a thing where uh, they were just talking about this. It's called it's not the consistency of story. It's the I forgot the term of it, but it means if you introduce something in the story, it plays off in the story. They were mentioning how like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, everything that's brought up in that movie plays off as like in the end. So everything, from the dead Doctor Strange all the way
Right.
to Snow White being played, like it all matters because it affects. It is important. They repurpose it to make it make sense. So it's not a Deus Ex Machina. Like it's all in
Right.
story.
Agreed. Yes.
Stranger Things season 4 does that. Everything they introduce is paid off. Everything they introduce is used in house later. There is no like, well, that doesn't make sense. Or where did like you're like, oh yeah, of course, this and then this and then it. It's so well done. Like everything from the homages and let's talk about the big bad for this
Oh,
season, Vecna.
guy's awesome.
Uh,
He's so cool. He's very like he
so
reminds you like a obviously the '80s, so like a Pinhead, that kind of it just kind that kind of vibe, right? It's kind of like '80s, kind of like
it's Pinhead, a la Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, and I didn't realize this until until halfway, like
yeah. I know what you're saying.
the second to last episode. I mean, the last episode was great, but the second last episode, I was like, it's also The Ring because they say it's 7 days for him to get you once you have your first symptom, which is the headaches and the nosebleeds. I was like, holy crap, they brought The Ring into this? Like, I loved it. And once again, uh, doing that thing where you introduce something and then it pays off at the end, the big reveal that Vecna is actually one
Mhm.
and he was created because of 11 pushing him out of existence
Right when she,
on a
yeah, when she, I guess she,
molecular level
right, and I guess that's the first time that the gate was they found the gate open, right?
and she
Whatever, yeah,
created the game.
yeah.
And I was like, so I mean, when you want to talk about making every part of a story and a shot matter, from the very first episode where it looks like 11 went on a killing spree to seeing that she didn't, she
Mhm.
actually saved everybody, but she technically created or gave the upside down awareness to our world. I mean, damn it, it was so good,
Yeah, they did such a good job. Like
so so
bringing everything together from the first season, right? Because that's all from
yeah,
the first season. Even like they brought the
yeah.
same character, Paul Reiser. Yeah, he's back. His
Paul
character's
Reiser,
back, and
he's in season 2. He's in
season two.
season
I'm sorry,
2.
right? And then season one
Season
is
2.
the scientist guy. I forgot his name.
But Papa Matthew
Yes, he's
Modine
season
from
one.
season
Right,
1, right? Yeah.
right. So it's all coming together, and it's just this show. What does so good? It's fun as hell, obviously, but it balances the horror and the humor and adventure so well, right?
So
It
well.
just which is not easy to do, right? Because the horror elements are great. When you the first time you see this guy and he breaking bones, man, I was like, oh, that shit's awesome. Like
Yes.
they didn't shy away from it.
Nope.
Here it is, and it's fucked up. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, what the fuck? And the eyes, like, that's awesome, right? But it's still funny as hell, man. These characters are great. I mean, I'm loving this. I mean, God, I just
And not for nothing. This is this season they lean in super hard on D&D
oh
to
my
the
God,
point
yeah.
that they're using the D&D Satan panic. Like, oh my god, it is
That's funny.
everything that you like. Everything matters, everything plays, everything affects, and everything makes sense.
And
Nothing seems forced.
there's a great scene. I think it's the first episode towards the end. Excuse me. And where they're playing the game, and this they're playing trying to defeat the whatever the monster in the campaign,
The
and
Vecna,
yeah, and they
right?
throw the die in slow motion up. I love how
I,
they juxtapose that with the end of the basketball, because
oh my god,
not yeah
so
not
good.
everybody knows D&D, right? They're not gonna care. So how did they mix it up by making you okay basketball you maybe familiar with, like okay, and then they edited it beautifully together. That was a phenomenal scene. I was like, that's really good filmmaking right there, and really get you excited what's going.
Absolutely.
I love that. Dude, the show, it just hit every point, man. I was like, God damn, I can't. July, I gotta wait to July for the last two episodes or whatever. And I'll give. See that's smart. I don't know if this is. If we talked about, I always talk about. I wasted it week to week, right? This show deserves
Right.
week to week because God, that people be
Oh yeah,
tuning in
this
every
show would have been
week.
hooked
Oh my
week to
God, and
week.
what's gonna happen here or whatever. But then doing it like this, it does give him more time, right? Everybody could binge it now, but now 6 weeks only, people are still gonna be kind of talking about it. Oh, it's coming up. The final two, so it stays in the zeitgeist for a little bit longer. They
Absolutely.
drop the two, which are gonna be like an hour and 40 and 2 hours and a half.
Yeah, that's what
Huge,
I heard. So
right? Huge.
it's essentially two made for TV movies.
Right. I
Well,
mean,
no, one made for TV movie and then a legit
and
movie.
legit like Marvel and a film.
Yeah,
But that's long. I mean, so you want to break it down as like having one, two, three, like 4 episodes, right? If you want to break down
yeah,
45 minutes, whatever. But yeah, but that I mean, I like that. I like them saying, you know what, we don't need 40 minutes. Just we need whatever long it takes to tell the story of that episode, however that is, and it packs so much shit. And so when you're right, it could drag. A lot of shows could just drag for an hour and 10 minutes. It really could. This one just there's so much going on. Everybody gets the time to shine.
look,
The story's so
all I'm
tight.
saying is this. All I'm saying is this. They said that season 5 is going to be the last of Stranger Things. They're going to
Yes,
wrap it up all season 5.
and that's a good time for it, I think.
As soon as Stranger Things is over, Marvel or DC needs to hire the Duffy brothers and let them take a property
Oh, so
and
yeah.
let them run with it because these
Oh
guys.
no. Let me tell you what I think. Maybe Netflix has done already. I don't know. I'm gonna look that up for next time. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're already on the contract with Netflix. Like kind of like what DB and Weiss did, right? When they came
Right.
over with Zack Snyder getting his personal deal, or was this guy from Knives Out? Whatever, I forgot his name. Johnson. No,
Oh,
Ryan
Ryan
Johnson,
Johnson.
right?
Ryan Johnson.
They're giving a lot of times these exclusives to certain creators and do what you want. So we shocked that Netflix have not already have them already in their stable, right? And saying, okay, when this is over, okay, come on with some whatever you have, put it on. We get exclusive first look at it and then writing whatever. So if they haven't, then yes, someone needs to scoop them up. Whoever
Dude,
it is,
like,
it's open up
and
open a wallet
if
books.
you're not gonna scoop them up, scoop up the directors because they know how to direct and keep it. And stop giving us 40-minute episodes. Give
Yeah,
us hour
it's okay to give us
episodes.
an hour. It's
You
totally
can give
fine,
us
man.
you can give us 30-minute episodes for like small little cartoons or sitcoms.
Sure, of
Great.
course.
But like if you're gonna give us a Moon Knight or an Obi-Wan or a Mando, give us hours, man. We want
That's what I'm saying.
hours.
Yeah, and it works. I mean, I was a little concerned at first. I'm like, episodes may be too long. Let me see, right?
Yeah, when I saw the run times, I was like, oh man,
Yeah,
what are they
it could
doing?
be a little bit too. Sometimes yeah. If the story's not done well, it's gonna be too much
But when
filler.
you make it this tight,
That's what I'm
that's
saying. Then okay, they obviously made it long because they had a lot to tell, and it
yeah,
works, man. Every episode, I was hoping everything's like, yeah, already an hour? Fuck, that's fast. 1 hour and 20
yeah,
minutes. That's quick, dude. I didn't want
yeah.
it to end it. I can't wait. This is a stellar show, man. I love this show, man. Really good. I don't say that very
And,
often, but
and
man,
and if nothing else, this show has brought back Kate Bush and on the hill. Like that's great. Super excited. Listen, anytime an '80s song can come back,
yeah.
I'm here for it. And listen, I say the end. And there's one thing that a lot of people have mentioned, which is in the original trailer, like the big like 2-3 minute trailer for season 4. Eddie, which is the DM for the Hellfire Club, in season 4, he is in the Upside Down and he's jamming out with his
Oh
guitar.
yeah, I know the scene. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
but it wasn't in it, so they're like, it's got to happen in the back two
It
episodes.
has to,
Something's gonna
obviously.
happen,
Yeah, I
obviously.
would assume so.
And,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the first connection point everyone's thinking is that's going to be the way he's going to help people make their way out of
Upside
the
down.
upside down, is because around music. And so I'm thinking, what guitar rock 80s anthem is he going
That's
to
true.
wail into? That I like.
That's
I
true.
I have so many ideas. I get excited,
It's
like, ooh,
86,
what is
so
it going to
I'm
be?
thinking it's gonna be something 70-ish, something from the 70s.
You think from the
Yeah,
70s?
because 86, right? So he probably grew up with that,
80. It's
and he's a little bit older.
well,
So
okay, yeah, because okay, so
so I'm
if
thinking like Black Sabbath, something like along those lines is what I'm
I
expecting.
think it's got to be something. It can't be Black Sabbath because Black Sabbath would have a little bit of like at that. Well, in retrospect, you could do Black Sabbath because it works hard. I'm
The
thinking like
time wise, it does, right? It's not. It's only
time wise,
it's only
right?
like six,
I'm
six,
thinking
six, 8 years from where the heyday, so it's still there, right? And as
I,
if you're a metalhead, they're up there, right?
I'm kind of hoping they do. For me, it's got to be either Led Zeppelin or Van Halen.
Led
Like
Zeppelin would be my other choice. I can see Van Halen, but I think little Led or Black Sabbath. Those are the two I lean towards. I'm getting curious. It might just gonna be some nonsense. I really hope not. I really do.
I mean, listen. If I could just go all balls out crazy, I would say Guns N' Roses. But
It's too soon.
because
Yeah.
yeah, because Appetite for Destruction doesn't come out to like '87, if I'm right. So we can't even do that. But like, if I could, but because of I can't do Appetite for Destruction, I would go Zeppelin or I'll go Van Halen. Either or,
Yeah, and
Fantastic
it's
Four.
possible.
But
It's possible. But I see more Zeppelin
or
than that.
ACDC or ACDC.
Good call. Good call with it. Yeah.
So
So I'm yeah,
those,
you're right.
those,
It's gonna rock it. That's gonna be really cool scene. I hope so. Anyway.
it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be
I
one of
really
those
hope
things
so.
you're gonna be like, oh my god.
Yeah, and it's funny because
So yeah, all
speaking
right.
of Kate Bush, whatever one of the songs, what I forget what song it was, but now it's now at the top of the iTunes charts or whatever from fun.
Run up on
It's
the
up on
hill
the
or
hill, right?
run on the
Okay,
hill.
it was yeah.
Yeah.
So that's I mean that's just a pop, and the show broke all kinds of viewership records for Netflix, and man, they should have done a weekly thing on this. They really should have, man. I mean, they could have just.
Well, maybe they'll change it up for season 5 because they have one more
I mean, I
season.
doubt. I
So
mean, they've always. I mean, if they do like a break it up with a short time, I can live with that, and it's a smart
I
decision.
would,
It's a smart decision.
I would be okay with them doing the same release schedule as they did with Arcade, which is like 3 episode blocks, but you do 9 episodes in total.
I mean, they have that many.
So every
Yeah,
week it's
I'm
three.
fine with that. I think that's a good way. They need to start changing that. They really do. Because man, they're missing out. They really are. A show like this.
Yeah, and listen, the way I'm actually I say I think 1 episode a week is cool. I get it. I feel like binging as time is coming and gone. You want to keep people like engaged longer, obviously, but I think 3 episodes a week is the sweet spot because you get a little bit where you can kind of semi binge and then back away, talk about it, and then next week another
I mean,
three. I think
that
that's the
could work. With
smartest
any kind
move.
of weekly thing, whether it's 2 or 3 or whatever, how you want to do it, it works. I mean, obviously, something like with the boys, right? We're gonna get 3, and then we'll get 1 a week, and we're all gonna be tuned in every fucking Friday because it's obviously right. So, I think that's I mean why they don't do it, but at least they do it something different for that. Good for them. They hit out of
But
the park with this, as far as I'm concerned.
if if anything, guys, the takeaway is Strange Things 4 probably as good as
Yeah,
season 1, if not a little bit
I mean,
better.
well, it could be. I mean, I
But
would say it's better if it ends really well, because obviously it's not quite
yes,
over yet, right? To be fair,
as of right now, Money in the Bank. We don't know how it's gonna end, but as of right now, on the cliffhanger it ends on now, Money in the
oh
Bank.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Just
If they're able to stick the landing, it could surpass the first season, which is a huge deal, right?
yeah, because
Yeah, I don't
and and
easy.
and honestly, like season 1 was the perfect intimate scary TV series. Season 4 seems to be an amazing example, a great example of a big bombastic story that has multiple genres. It goes beyond just being it's scary, it's action, it's coming of age, it's everything,
Comedy, yeah,
all
it's a lot
there.
of good stuff, yeah. And
So much
yeah,
good stuff.
and
So much
kudos
good
to the
stuff.
bearded guy. I love that guy. I forgot his name.
Isn't it Marty
Isn't
or
I don't
or
even
or
know.
something
Oh, I
with an
can't think of
M.
his name. By the way, awesome. Come on, dude.
Oh,
The,
by the way,
the karate. It's
when,
amazing.
when you see him, in the beginning of this first episode of the season, and he's jumping in a pool of
Oh
ice
yes.
because he's taking off his black belt gi because he came back from training. He brings up that he is a black belt in karate, and he has that fight scene on the airplane. It was so great.
Yeah, that was really
Not
good.
only is his fight scene great, but Hopper's fight scene in the shed. I was watching this, and I told my friend, I was like, I love spy movies. I love action movies. I love martial art movies. I love superhero movies. But there's something about having a fight scene of just two people hitting each other. No style, no substance. Just I'm gonna hit you. Like something about 80s movies does it right. And Stranger Things, that shed fight scene with Hopper, just great. Two dudes just hitting each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah,
Great.
like mano a mano, just here it is, just fucking each other up.
I
No,
want to see
no
more fight
flash,
scenes like
no
that.
flash. Just
Just two dudes. Like as great as it is to watch like Born Identity or John Wick,
obviously.
something about just two dudes hitting each other is great to watch in a
Yeah,
movie. It
yeah.
just
Every so often it's acceptable. And he made that
absolutely,
kind of thing. So yeah, like I said,
absolutely.
kudos. This
But
this potentially how it ends could be a 9.5, 10 show for me,
you know
depending on
what?
how it ends.
It could be on par with Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad to me is the perfect TV show.
Oh no, yeah. As far as
This could be in terms of a series. So you got to take the good and the bad.
um,
But like this season
I don't go
could
that
be
far,
on
but this
par.
season will be great. Like, yeah,
This season could be on par as much like season 4 of Breaking Bad was, which I think is one of the best seasons of Breaking Bad. Season 4, season 5 is good. Season 4 is amazing. Remember when they killed the Boyo Loco brother? Dude, he comes up and
God,
half his face is burnt off,
I
and like
love that
it
scene. It's
was
amazing.
great.
I love that.
This season has the
I love that.
potential of being just
Yeah.
as good as season 4 of Breaking Bad, which is one of my favorite seasons of
Yeah, I
TV
mean, like I
ever.
said, I'm super excited. I can't wait for July. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm super
and
excited.
it's my birthday, so
Oh,
I
there
feel
you
like
go.
we're getting Stranger Things, my birthday, and Thor,
And Thor.
and we're supposed to get Black Adam. I mean,
Is
guys,
it Black Adam in
July is
July?
looking Black Adam's in July, I believe.
I'll check on that. I don't even know. But I know we're getting something else in July, and then leading into Game of Thrones, and then Lord of the Rings, and so
I mean,
it's coming, man.
listen,
There's a lot of shit's
2022.
coming, dude. We're not done yet.
When it comes to nerddom,
Oh,
2022 is
I
looking pretty
think
awesome.
June. That's the other one. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll double check. Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy, that's right, season 3. There's so much.
God,
Oh man,
it's
this is
great.
so
And I
good.
think I want to say June. I'll double check, but June,
Double
July.
check.
But
Next episode,
yeah,
guys, we'll let you know
but
for
it's.
sure.
I
But
mean,
yes,
packed. Not to mention more Marvel stuff and all the. Obviously, we're gonna get that and more.
obviously,
More Star Wars shows.
Miss Marvel too.
Miss
I mean, there's so
Marvel.
much
I
stuff.
mean, yeah,
So
Black
much stuff.
Panther. Yada yada. We know it's all coming. No Flash, but I would say this real quick before you sign off that I read it before. I didn't prep for it, but I didn't get a chance. But I guess this is from Variety, so it's legit source trade that they spoke to people from Warner Brothers. Take it with a grain of salt. But I guess the word going around was that this was one of the best, not just DC EU movies, but just best DC films that they've seen.
The Flash.
For whatever that's worth. I mean, what are they gonna say? It sucked? No, but I just for whatever that's worth. That may mean nothing.
Could be just
Could
spin.
we just
We don't know.
whatever. Maybe it's not. Only because of variety, I'll kind of say it. Maybe it's not. It's kind of.
Maybe
It's not from like
maybe
some
it's the
little mom and pop little website that just mentioned. Oh, we talked to some guy. This is a legit
maybe
source.
maybe it's the best movie because they said after this is over, we never have to see Ezra Miller
Maybe,
again.
and
So
you're very well.
technically,
It's like, yeah. I
that's
mean,
why
it's
it's the
very
best
possible.
movie.
But for whatever that's worth, I mean, what else are they gonna say? Ultimately, right?
Fair,
I
fair.
get it. It's still a film.
But
Right? You gotta promote it. Hey, we just made a shitting week. Come for you guys not to watch it.
it's better than Morbius.
You know.
How are you gonna beat that?
God, it's not better than Morbius. Real shit trouble there.
It's Morbid time.
God. But
Guys,
that's the nuggets for the week.
that is the Nuggets, that is Emil, and that has been the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. All that stuff helps with the algorithm and the metrics, and we can get more stuff to do stuff for you. So really appreciate that. Don't forget to follow us on all those social medias at Nerdsplaining Pod on Instagram, at Nerdsplaining underscore on Twitter. Don't forget to check out all the original audio episodes at ericdasilva.com, DASILVA. All the original audio episodes are there for you as well. And while you're there, don't forget to buy my album, Adorably Offensive. I appreciate all the people who are buying it. Keep buying it. We're actually working on getting ready to go on tour later on this year or 2023. So that'll be coming up as well. We'll get more information about that. Guys, don't forget to check out, if you like Nerdsplaining, you can go to the Latin Nerd Network here on YouTube, where we have shows like Nerdsplaining, like The Watch List, where Jose and his brother we talk about all the TV shows, not just sci-fi and superheroes, but all TV shows that are out there you can watch as well. And of course, we have Thanos' Choice, where we have a battle royale by piece until there's only one survivor. And we have more shows coming on the works. We promise you we're working on it. We're trying to get everything ready for you guys. It's very exciting. Keep let us know what do you want to say, what you don't want to see, what you thought about our takes, what you want us to talk about. Let us know all those things as well. Guys, as always, my name's been Eric Silva. This has been Jose Romero. We have been Nerdsplaining. And if you don't know, now you know.
Peace.
Boom.